By the time we reached the cathedral in Santiago, we were soaked, cold, tired, and at the same time a little excited. 46 days of walking ended in rain, fog, and wind. These were our final 3 days on the Camino Francés. It wasn't quite what we expected. We broke our last stretch into 3 days, with this first one a little shorter than a traditional stage, which was lucky because even finding coffee turned into a mini pilgrimage of its own. Melide is a larger town, so we expected cafes to be open early. They weren't. It wasn't even a Sunday. The walk from Melide to Arzua is 14.2 kilometers or 8.8 miles, but by the time we finally found caffeine, we'd already walked almost a mile without leaving town. At least we were awake. On our way out of town, we passed the Iglesia de Santa Maria de Melide, closed again, just like on our last Camino. Soon we were back where the Camino feels most like itself: quiet country roads, soft morning light, and long stretches with often almost no one around. In Boenta, we stopped at the Fonte de Saleta, a fountain said to have healing properties, though not marked as drinkable, which raises some questions. We settled for coffee instead and visited the parish church. It was mid-October and many of the fields had been freshly tilled, revealing that deep Galician soil, rich, earthy, and beautiful. In Ribadiso de Baixo, we crossed what's said to be the last medieval bridge on the Camino Francés, another small milestone. From there, it was just 3 more kilometers into Arzua, walking beside a busy main road. We passed a massive paella pan on the way to our hotel and made a mental note. Arzua is a more modern town with few medieval buildings left. We found a laundromat, visited the Iglesia de Santa Maria, and then returned to that paella. It turned out to be an excellent decision. Day 45, Arzua to O Pedrouzo. Our walk from Arzua to O Pedrouzo followed the traditional Camino stage. It's 19.2 kilometers or 11.9 miles. This was our second to last day on the Camino, and the weather forecast was threatening rain for our walk into Santiago the next day. For a moment, we even considered walking straight into Santiago, 38 kilometers in 1 day. Common sense and tired feet won. Back on our traditional stage, the Camino was busy again. Voices in different languages drifting past us all day like a moving soundtrack of pilgrims from everywhere. We walked through farmland, forest, and stretches of eucalyptus groves with more fall color finally starting to show on the trail. In O Pino, we walked under the hórreo crossing the Camino path and stopped for coffee at the cafe nearby. A little farther on, there's a wall made of empty beer bottles, signed by pilgrims from around the world, another reminder of the Camino's international appeal. Parts of the Camino ran alongside the highway before diving back into the woods again, weaving through small towns until we reached O Pedrouzo. O Pedrouzo is a modern town like Arzua, but smaller, and the last major stop before Santiago. That night we had a memorable dinner at an asador where you cook your steak yourself on a hot ceramic grill at the table. It felt like a celebration and a farewell to the trail. Day 46, O Pedrouzo to Santiago de Compostela. The walk into Santiago from O Pedrouzo is 19.3 kilometers or 12 miles. Our final day greeted us with solid rain. The radar map looked ominous, but we waited, debated, and finally headed out around 9 in the morning. The Camino led us into dense forest with oak trees and patches of farmland offering some protection from the rain. We stopped in Amanal for coffee and one of our last stamps.
Buenos dias, October 19th, 2025. We just passed the 16K marker, so less than 10 miles to go out of 500. Rain's kicking up, but we should be there in just a few short hours. Buen camino.
Buen camino. After that, the path climbed uphill through what used to be eucalyptus forest, freshly logged since our last Camino. The wind picked up and the rain intensified. After that, we walked alongside the airport before reaching San Pio. We visited the small church for our final stamp, then continued on muddy forest paths with standing water in places. In Lavacoya, named for pilgrims washing before entering Santiago, we were washed too, by the rain. The last big climb was Monte de Gozo, Mount Joy, where pilgrims can sometimes see the cathedral spires for the first time, but not today. We saw the pilgrim statues instead, ghostly in the fog just off the Camino.
Look at this, 2K to go, 2 hard K to go. We're sore, we're tired.
Also soaking wet.
Soaking wet, but at least it stopped raining. It's so hard. We had a couple of glasses of wine for painkiller.
Seems to help.
Yeah, hope it kicks in a little better. 2K to go.
Buen Camino.
The Camino led us through Santiago city streets into the medieval town center, and then finally the cathedral came into view. We walked through the tunnel and entered the Praza de Obradoiro, soaked, tired, and happy. After 46 days of walking, our Camino Francés was finished.
Okay, we made it. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, soaking wet, cold,
But happy.
but there it is. What's the date again?
I think it's the 19th. It's a Sunday.
Possibly the 19th of October 2025, the big cathedral. Turn around.
Not too many people here. Not too busy because of the rain.
Buen Camino.
Buen Camino.
We picked up our Compostela and distance certificates at the Pilgrim office and then checked into our hotel. The next day, we attended the Pilgrim Mass, a moment to sit with everything the Camino had been. We were lucky to see the Botafumeiro swing through the cathedral. We hugged the statue of St. James, visited his crypt, and spent time in the Praza, hoping to spot familiar faces from the trail. When we finished walking, we thought this might be our last Camino Francés. Now, a few months later, we think we might have one more in us.